In a world of heroes, operators and all things in between, there is one subsect faction that reigns supreme, and that is the faceless, nameless goons of any regime. In today's potential episodic series, we'll be talking about, well, goons, cannon fodder, grunts basically. The generic good/bad guys in all forms of media. This will range from aesthetics, design, structure, role, and how they play into the bigger picture. Nowadays it's quite rare to see an emphasis on themes and roles goons play in the grand picture. There's a lot more focus on individualism and identity, which is quite a double-edged sword for most pieces of media, as on one hand you could express yourself a lot more openly on how you want your character to be, but on the other hand, it can really muddy the water of how a game tries to present itself, as it doesn't really make sense for a uniformed army to be completely wildly different from one another, unless there's a proper lore reason as of why, as well as the team recognition. It would just be, it's all over the place, like Call of Duty. However, I'll be delving into a modern game that has really specialised this aspect of a faceless grunt that no other game really has nowadays, and that is the Helldivers. Helldivers is a one-of-a-kind game, thematically and gameplay wise, as well as like how they like shooting themselves in the foot for some reason. You play as a Helldiver, a special force unit in the Super Earth Armed Forces, utilising specialised stratagems and call-ins that you or your squad need for the hit and run missions that you will perform in. From the description, it does sound as if you're quite important, maybe like a hero or, operator. I mean, you are special forces after all. However, in the context of the game and gameplay, you are nothing but a drop in the ocean of deaths.
What? How did I explode?
Every death is counted as an individual Helldiver, so if you die 4 times in a mission, that was 4 actual different people dying. You are not cloned, not revived, just replaced with another faceless grunt doing the exact same thing as the last person was doing, as all deaths are counted from every single player. Let's move on from that for now on. Let's go to the one thing that every single goon, grunt, whatever you want to call them, is aiming for, and that is the drip, style and aesthetics. The style and aesthetics of the Helldivers is very self-explanatory. The standard outfit is a combination of a slick black uniform and body armour with yellow highlights, with a mandatory cape that every Helldiver adorns. With having no standout features that would indicate a specialised role in whatever the Helldiver would specialise in. It's literally just the rifleman of, the armour, considering even the armour passive reflects this. It's just extra padding, there's no specialisation of it. It's literally just a plain black and yellow outfit with a couple of mag pouches, knee pads, shoulder pads, and it's perfect for what it showcases. Now this standardisation of outfits kind of goes out the window when you look at the more specialised outfits. However, I believe this also fits, as whatever role or playstyle you go for, the outfit will reflect this, with more stealth outfits being more hooded and sleek, or more gun heavy outfits with armour padding or more camo. While I do like this design, I do wish you could change the types of passives on the different types of armours, as it's quite limiting for your style factor, as having mismatched armour makes you look, well, stupid. Another aspect of the outfits are the capes that are mandatory for every Helldiver to adorn. Now these capes thematically make sense, as it's probably used as a propaganda piece of the uniform, with it trying to showcase the Helldivers as almost like a superhero-like figure, so it's interesting to think about. However, I do wish you could remove it. This sort of style is also apparent in the arsenal of your weaponry. A majority of the standard SEAF weapons you have follow a black and yellow colour scheme, which includes the stratagem weapons. While more specialised weaponry, that of medium armour piercing, fire or electrical damage, have a more distinguished colour pattern, or colour patterns I should say. This, along with the outfits, really sort of mould your character to be your own specialised unit, while still being another cog in the machine. Now, one thing that is quite apparent with all the outfits and weaponry is the functional design features. Everything in this game could theoretically fit a combat situation against an extraterrestrial enemy, with all the weapons being fairly ground compared to other futuristic shooters, utilising weapons which are chambered in, well, regular rounds, as well as rockets, grenades and artillery all being almost identical as the ones we use today. Even fantastical weaponry like laser weapons or rail cannons operate on a grounded, not realistic approach, with them being extremely powerful but finicky and sort of experimental. The limited fantasy really makes for an interesting theme where it's like really the only time I've seen a grounded future war. I imagine a lot of the weapons that the Helldivers use, the SCF also use, which creates this bigger picture of a more connected feeling with the basic troops. It can also be a showcase of Super Earth's budget limitations on weaponry and manufacturing, as well the weaponry is mass manufactured. Another thing I've noticed about the style or drip or whatever you want to call this section in Helldivers 2 is there is a clear structure of hierarchy, even if it isn't completely laid out. It is obviously apparent in the ranking system where, if you level up you get new ranks, but it's also somewhat apparent in the outfits, and somewhat, strangely enough, in the weaponry. For example, the Truth Enforcers pack is delegated with weaponry and outfits befit of generals or commanders, with them donning this red and white aesthetic that is completely obsolete from the rest of the uniforms up to this point, with the light armor being almost like a parade outfit. It really invokes this feeling of commanding a team, even if it's just a cosmetic. This also applies to the weaponry, as these weapons are completely unique compared to the rest of the arsenal, as they are the only ones which are coated in black with red highlights. This which really emphasises this sort of, importance these weapons hold to the user, as they are not mass produced compared to, the other weaponry like the standard assault rifle, which you can clearly tell is mass produced, as well as a description saying that it's mass produced for the SEAF troops. And on that bombshell, I think we're done with the video. There's really nothing else I can say about the faceless grunt aspect of the Helldivers. It's a one-of-a-kind game, I guess. Other games obviously have done similar stuff like Battlefield and whatnot, but not to this degree of completely a faceless grunt. I really love it. I really love just being a completely faceless person on a battlefield, and I wish more games did it. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and if you want more type of videos like this, comment down below. So thank you.